This time going to the air, and a great catch by number 24. Rather, make that number 84. Drew Ferdinand out of Arnprior. So Don Hickey going to his right and finding the receiver wide open, and a nice hit there.
That'll make it 3rd and 4 yards to go.
Fortunately, though, because of the miscues, looks like they're going to go for it here on third down.
Third down and 4. And right away, the Western coaching staff not messing around. The handoff.
And it looks like the East stopped them. Second effort may have got that first down for them.
Arbuthnot with the carry. It's a first down. Western
It is a
All-Stars.
first down, and the gamble pays off for head coach Chris Spratt.
First and 10, Western All-Stars. Ball on the 49-yard line.
Don Hickey, head and shoulders compared to the rest of the players, a big quarterback, and
Fumble.
another miscue. As you mentioned, timing is everything, and with only 4 or 5 days of practice, it's not like you're used to playing against these your regular teammates.
No, and Chris Reed from St. Matt's made the most of his opportunity, and hopefully he hopes to continue to make most of his opportunities at Windsor next year, where he's hoping to play football there.
Well, the handoff looked good to number 22, Mike Cefaloni, but he just couldn't get his hands on it. And Chris Reed was there to pounce on the loose football.
First and 10 from the 46.
New quarterback in, Nick DeFazio out of St. Matt's.
Good gang tackling by the west side.
Short handoff to number 23. Nick Reynolds out of St. Pat's. So it's 2nd and 1. 2nd and 9, rather.
2nd and 9.
DeFazio with the handoff again. A nice run up the sidelines. Brought down by a pair of Western tacklers.
Nick Reynolds with the carry.
Nice bit of running from Reynolds, too.
Yeah, I think, though, he may have been trying to pass that ball. The way he was running with it, I wouldn't be surprised if we see later on in the game he actually tries to put that one up in the air.
So a first down for Reynolds. First and 10, ball on the 30-yard line. And Nick DeFazio at the helm. Flag on the play. The handoff is to number 20, Colin Bennett of Wilfrid Laurier.
Colin Bennett with the carry.
A nice run down the sidelines for a gain of about 6 yards, but there was a flag on the play. And this one will be brought back.
A good run nonetheless, though, from Colin Bennett. Sir Wilfrid Laurier's Offensive Player of the Year for the past 3 years. Certainly with that run, you could see why.
Athleticism, a lot of athleticism from the Sir Will player. Offside, though, was the East Club, so this one brought back.
First and 15. Ball is on the 35-yard line for the Eastern All-Stars.
Well, certainly some of the opening jitters are playing into this, as we can see a number of mental miscues to start this football game.
First down and 15 yards to go for DeFazio and his East teammates. Pass up the middle, and it is caught in traffic by number 38.
DeFazio pass complete. Brandon Draper.
Brandon Draper with a nice catch. Draper out of the Knights of St. Pete's High School.
He's a 3-time city champ, twice as junior, once as senior.
Good football program at St. Pete's.
2nd and 9.
Second down, 9 yards to go. The handoff. to Colin Bennett, but he ran into some traffic. As you take a look at the replay, DeFazio with the handoff.
Good penetration there by the West defense. And they've actually done quite well, despite the fact that their offense hasn't been able to move the ball. They've done very well to keep the East offense from driving anywhere really into their territory.
Well, it's something you mentioned before the game in terms of which side of the ball would jump out and play better than the other, and the defense is always a little easier to get things going than the offense. As DeFazio with a handoff to number 23. Nick Reynolds with a great run up the middle. But not enough for a first down.
So the third down gamble is not successful. And we'll see what the West offense can do to get rolling now.
Brought down by Matt Metcalf out of Almont, the defensive lineman, putting the clamps on Reynolds and preventing the first down. 1st and 10, a look at the Western All-Stars again and their star quarterback, Don Hickey. Hopefully he can get things going in the late stages of the first quarter.
Up.
Airs it out, and a nice catch by number 18, Scott Rothwell. Oh boy, that's a gain of about 55 yards. Boy, oh boy, Hickey showing some form there.
Well, Scott made a great completion or reception there, and actually Pat Sheehan, the head coach of Queens, will be pleased as he's committed to go to play at Queens next year. So showing off for his new coach.
A beautifully executed play, a nice pass, and there's Hickey again. Looking for number 85, who just never saw the ball coming, Ryan Howard. So 2nd and 10 on that last incompletion.
That is one thing about this game, though. Despite the lack of reps often with the offense, it lends itself to a lot of big plays.
40 seconds and counting to the end of the first quarter. It's a scoreless tie in this 30th Senior Bowl. The West in red against the East in white. Hickey going to the air again, this time to number 85, Ryan Howard out of Almont.
Ryan Howard, a multi-sport athlete, actually heavily recruited by Laurier at a couple schools in New York for the high jump, and actually broke his school high jump record. So quite the athlete. Used a little athleticism there to bring that ball in.
Certainly the hops came into effect and worked in his favor on that last throw by Hickey. So there was a flag on the play. 2nd down will be repeated.
2nd and 10, Western All-Stars.
And after some pregame jitters, Hickey showcasing his strengths. The handoff to number 14. That's Matt Emerson out of Borden with a gain of 2 yards. So it'll be 3rd down and 3 yards to go.
Matt Emerson has the distinctive quality of having broken his nose 8 times, including once actually this week.
8 times.
8 times.
What does he do for a living?
I don't
Is he
know.
a boxer and
It's pretty impressive.
in his
8
spare
times.
time? 3rd and 3. Hickey with the handoff to number 22, but he's brought down by number 84, Chris Doolin out of St. Matt's. So after 1 quarter of play, we're still scoreless as you take a look at the handoff, and right away, Doolin putting the clamps on number 22, Mike Cefaloni.
Well, pretty much what probably could be expected in the first quarter there, although we did see both offenses start to move the ball a little bit towards the end of the first quarter, and that's quite typical. I wouldn't be surprised to see the offenses slowly but surely start to transition this game from being defensive-oriented to being offensively oriented.
Start of the second quarter. The East Club with the ball now At the helm is number 3, Nick DeFazio, the intended receiver. And the ball is picked off by number 1, Sean Elston.
Still
Taking
going.
it back, still going. Elston spinning, finally brought down by a number of Eastern All-Stars, but what a play.
Flag on the play, though. It looks like a block in the back on the east side during the return there.
Sean Elston, the quick DB from South Carlton, with the interception. Pass intended to number 2, Brandon Weeks. And there's the run back. Finding lots of real estate, some great tackling by his teammates before he's finally brought down. But as we mentioned, there's a flag on the play. An illegal block during the run back.
Illegal block.
So it's a first down for the West.
First and 10.
Got a new quarterback at the helm, Jeff LaForge out of John McRae High School. LaForge spinning to his left, looking for a tackle, calls his own number, and a nice gain for LaForge.
The Forge in at quarterback. 6-yard gain on the play.
Oh, it's all you can ask the quarterback to do on that play. Make something out of nothing, and so just tucks it away and gets upfield.
Both teams with a number of athletic athletes on their sides. We saw the arm of quarterback Don Hickey, and so far the running of number 7, Jeff LaForge. LaForge,
An inside run attempt. And again, problem with the exchange between the quarterback and the running back.
well, I tell you, the West is having all kinds of handling problems,
West All-Stars
making simple handoffs to the running backs. Something they will need to adjust rather quickly.
3rd and 7.
It's a drive killer. You know, you get some momentum going, and just a simple exchange, you would think, really hurts the momentum of the offense, and it looks like the West will be forced to punt here.
3rd and 7. That's number 5, Ryan Arbuthnot with the kick. No flags on the play. No yards, rather. And a nifty little run back by number 5,
On the punts.
Alex Jorganis out of Gloucester High School.
Jorganis with the return.
Jorganis is one of those guys who's actually looking to this game to determine his football future. So he hopes to have a good game here and see what kind of opportunities open up for him as a result of his performance here today.
And there it is. The allotted 5 yards wasn't there. Jorganis looking for some room to move and found a few openings there for a gain of about 7 yards.
1st and 10, East All-Stars.
1st and 10 for the East in white. A scoreless tie with 8 minutes and 22 seconds remaining in the second quarter. A look at Tom Christie out of Ashbury College. Christie fakes the handoff, turns right, has a lot of real estate. One more tackle break, and he's brought down by number 15, Martin Gray out of Perth Regional High School. And a couple of flags on the play, but
One will most likely be for unsportsmanlike. The other one, it looks like a potential block in the rear, but it looks like that one will be waved off.
Tom Christie with some daylight and showing his speed and athleticism as he calls his own number. A gain of 30 yards for the Ashbury Colts quarterback.
And so he was called for unsportsmanlike conduct there.
1st and 10 for the East All-Stars.
A 1st and 10. Ball on the 46-yard line. Running backs in I formation. The handoff, nicely executed by number 23, who seems to be the running back of choice, Nick Reynolds, for the East All-Stars.
Nick Reynolds trying to decide between York and Concordia for his football future. Goes by the nickname Ducky, I'm told.
Ducky. Okay.
You see Simon Binder back down on the field there. Pretty much offer you one guarantee, though, tonight, Richard. No matter how many times you see him hobble off the field, I guarantee you he'll be back on it again.
Simon Binder out of Almont, the linebacker, showing a lot of resilience. He's been down a number of times in this game, but as you mentioned, keeps getting back up.
Well, this East offense is putting together a couple of good plays here. Short second down play coming up, and see if they might be able to put some points on the scoreboard before the half.
2nd and 2 from the 38-yard line. Tom Christie at quarterback. Christie drops back, airs it out to number 33, Eric Gallus with the touchdown. A beautifully executed play. A 37-yard pass by Christie to Gallus.
Well, give credit to the East offensive coordinator faced with a 2nd and short yardage situation. Why not put the ball up and see what happens? Realize that you still have 3rd down to get the short yards that you need, and execute it to perfection, results in 6.
Gallus showing his speed and beating 2 defenders, and a beautifully thrown pass by Tom Christie. Going for the 2-point convert. Christie airing it out to number 23, the man of the hour,
Nick Reynolds.
Nick Reynolds.
Well, the offensive coordinator for the East Side, Frank Farinaccio, showing some creativity there on that 2nd down play, and it's paid off.
So with 5:15 remaining in the 2nd quarter, the East jumps ahead at 8-0 over the West. Tom Christie with some great plays, great execution, and some nice passes and catches by the likes of Nick Reynolds.
Certainly the East offense looked the most comfortable it's looked all night with Tom Christie under center there, and we'll see how long he continues to play that way, but that was definitely the best drive by either team this evening.
Certainly was. And Eric Gallus with the touchdown, giving the East the lead in the 2nd quarter. A look at number 18, Scott Rathwell. Brought down hard.
Late hit.
And some flags on the play. Late hit on the part of the East All-Stars.
Looks like Tyrone Bailey will get called for a little extra exuberance on that tackle there.
Some overzealous players on both sides. There's a catch by Rathwell. Going under and...
correction there. It looks like it was actually Nick Carrier who was the last man in.
Nick Carrier from the St. Matt's Tigers.
Nick's actually going to be playing football at McGill next year. And holds the distinction of having been recruited by 16 different universities.
1st and 10 from the 51-yard line. And a look at quarterback Jeff LaForge. This time airing it out. The intended receiver was number 84, Drew Ferdinand.
Incomplete.
Overthrown.
Ferdinand, intended receiver.
All the West opting to go to the air here. 3 minutes left in the half.
2nd and 10.
At the 3-minute warning.
Second down and 10 to go.
Light drizzle here, but doesn't seem to be causing too many problems.
Here's LaForge.
Oh, he's in trouble.
Some pass rushes and evades 3 of them. LaForge going upfield, zigzagging his way. He is still going. Finally brought down. Oh boy.
Great play by LaForge. We have, unfortunately, a flag right here at midfield. We'll
Right
have
back
see
to the
what
line
happens.
of scrimmage. But LaForge with some nifty running, finding the holes up the middle. There it is, looking for some receivers, dropping down about 15 yards, eluding all those tackles, and then finding the real estate right up the middle for a gain of about 50 yards if you're counting the fact that he went back about 15 yards.
Well, and the East took the penalty there, so after some Doug Flutie-esque running, the West find themselves knocking on the door of the Eastern end zone.
1st and 10. And LaForge with the great drive.
Fumble.
It's a fumble and it's recovered by the East, and a costly error
That's
on the part of the
unfortunate.
Western All-Stars, and LaForge shaking his head, and I'd have to agree with him. I'd be a little pissed as well after such a great march and drive.
That's hard. Well, we'll see if the West defense can keep the East pinned down at this end. There still is enough time left on the clock that they go 2 and out. They can give their offense another shot at putting points on before the half.
2 minutes and 28 seconds remaining in the second quarter. The East jumping out to an 8-0 lead. Touchdown by Eric Gallus. Deep into their territory. We'll see what kind of magic they have in their playbook. Tom Christie with the handoff to number 31, Dan Lamott of St. Matt's. Lamott with a gain of about 8 yards on the play, and that's what you need to do when you're stuck deep in your territory. Forget about airing it out, just go the safe route.
Keep handing it off, keep running inside. Although, that's, given what we've seen in exchanges tonight, that's not necessarily the safest play, but the East actually has done fairly well in their exchange between the center, quarterback, and running backs.
Second and 2. Christie deciding to air it out again, but finds the opening, calls his own number, straight up the middle. He fumbles it, recovers.
Ball's on the ground, and Western ball.
And as you called it, the defense coming up big for the West. They will get their offense out again and a chance to get on the board for the first time in this game.
Coming into the half, this is actually the 3rd turnover for the East, but 3 turnovers for both teams in this first half.
Christie with some nifty running, and right there with one hand on the ball, all you needed to, the small strip to tear the arm and to loosen the ball, and which is what the Western All-Stars did. They're back and marching. 1st and 10 from about the 15-yard line. LaForge airs it out. The intended receiver.
LaForge pass incomplete.
Looks like the West may have jumped offside, though. Looks like the interior receiver, the slot, might have been crossed the line before the ball was snapped.
Howard, the intended receiver.
That is the call.
The ball is actually on the 22-yard line. Offside is the call.
East opts to move them back and give them a second chance at first down.
West All-Stars.
So the ball is now on the 27-yard line. 1st and 15. Jeff LaForge turns to his left, turns to his right, and he is down. The rain that we had earlier in the day has made for wet conditions on this AstroTurf.
And unfortunately for the West offense, they're moving in the wrong direction here.
Marching downfield when they should be going upfield. A look again at that last play, and LaForge slipping on the turn.
See the water coming up off the turf there.
A minute 24 left in the second quarter. West trying to get on board for the first time in this game. And LaForge again spinning to his right, finding a lot of daylight.
Good catch.
Great catch by number 84, Drew Ferdinand.
Ferdinand with the reception.
A look now at number 7, LaForge, who has had his lion's share of playing time in
Gain of 7 on the play.
this All-Star game. But right now he's on the sidelines for a bit of a breather. A broken play, decides to turn right. This time doesn't fall. And a nice throw to Drew Ferdinand.
The West looks like they're opting a field goal try here.
3rd down and 13 to go with 50 seconds remaining.
They'll need to hurry to get this play off, though, as time runs down.
The kick is mishandled. And a nice tackle by number 8, Tyrone Bailey of St. Pat's, with a crunching block on that broken play. So it'll be turned over on downs with 36.4 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
Low snap that bounced up the ground, and Hickey did what he could with it. Cefaloni did a good job of actually hanging onto that ball, as he barely had it before he got hit by the defender.
But a great tackle by Tyrone Bailey. Ball on the 19-yard line in the East with a chance to get their vaunted offense out. And it appears there's a timeout has been called on the field. Well, we've seen a number of quarterbacks
1st and 10 for the
so far in the first half, but I'd
Mhm.
have to say that Tom Christie has outshone all of them. Christie, the fine quarterback from the Ashbury Colts.
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, it certainly seems like the Eastern offense seemed the most comfortable with him under center, and we'll see how much he actually ends up playing in the second half.
Right now, it's Trevor Thompson's turn. Thompson out of St. Pat's High School decides to air it out.
Ball falls incomplete.
Pass incomplete.
The intended receiver on that play is number 88, Simon Clark Oka, out of Ashbury. Final 30 seconds of play in the second quarter, with the East leading this one 8-0. 2nd and 10 from the 20-yard line.
Looks like a hold there.
There's a flag on the play, and a great run will most likely be negated. Trevor Thompson.
Good open field tackle by Robert Greenup from Smith Falls.
Greenup on the tackle.
Trying to make a decision between Concordia and the University of Ottawa to attend next year.
A look at that last play. Sees the opening up the middle, and there's the flag on the play. Brought down by number 10, Robert Greenup of Smith Falls.
It's a great textbook tackle. Can't run when your legs are wrapped. Well, the East seems bent on trying to air it out here in the last 30 or so seconds of the game, and very high percentage plays, but
well, the referees have certainly had their work cut out this afternoon. A number of penalties, and you'd expect that with, you know, players who have never played together before.
well, this is a chance that the West has to capitalize on here. It looks like they'll get some great field position here, and they really do need to try and get some points on the board here with a return.
3rd down and 20, and a nice booming kick by Eric Gallus. Caught by number 2, Ryan Mahoney. And Mahoney finally lassoed by number 19, Matt Borthwick.
Oh, we have 2 flags here. One looks like it's a hold. The other one looks like an unsportsmanlike conduct. The hold will probably be on the West, but we're not sure what the unsportsmanlike or who it's on.
All this comes with 11.8 seconds before the halftime.
Holding on the West and unsportsmanlike on the East.
Holding on the West, unsportsmanlike on the East.
So the balance is 5 yards in favor of the West.
1st down, West All-Stars.
11.8 seconds left in the clock.
Ball on the 43-yard line, a 1st and 10 situation.
Adventure, it's a little outside of the field goal range of the Western kicker.
I'd have to say. Jeff LaForge at the helm. The handoff to number 14, Matt Emerson of Borden.
Halfback option pass.
And just not enough zip on that pass. Little flea flicker play.
Handoff to Emerson, pass incomplete.
Matt Emerson from Sir Robert Borden. Returning back to Borden actually for his last year. And of course the man with the infamous 8 times broken nose.
Perhaps the final play of the 2nd quarter. There's 5 seconds remaining before the half. Offside, no doubt. LaForge airs it out.
Well, we'll see who this penalty is on.
Intended receiver,
I think that's the half. It was probably an offensive penalty, in which case
Mitchell
that will be the end of the half.
Flag on the play.
It's a defensive penalty, however.
It appeared that the West was offside on that last play, but
Offside on the West. That's the end of the half.
Offside on the West.
so there it is, folks. After 24 minutes of play, the East leads it 8-0. We'll be right back with more of the Senior Bowl, the 30th edition of the Athletes in Action Senior Bowl from Minto Field. Stay with us.
If you have comments about the program you have just seen, dial the Rogers Television Viewer Response Line at 759-8622.
The cellular communications for this production are provided by Rogers Wireless, with the largest digital coverage in Canada. To fulfill all your wireless needs, check out Rogers.com. Imagine a better wireless world.
Hi everybody, I'm Jeff Mahler. Rogers Television is pleased to be involved with the 21st annual CHEO Telethon June 5th and 6th. Now by watching, you'll get to meet the kids, their families, as well as the dedicated staff and volunteers, all who need your continued support. Tune in and learn about the wonderful work being performed by the people at CHEO, who make a difference for many of the kids in our community, only made possible because of people like you. Celebrate CHEO's 30th birthday by joining us June 5th and 6th, right here on Rogers Television, Cable 22.
For many of us, the haunting call of the common loon on a still lake captures the essence of the Canadian wilderness. Most loons mate for life, returning to the same lake year after year. But development, pollution, and human recreation are chasing the loons from their natural habitat, threatening their future. To learn more about the loon and discover how you can help protect Canada's wildlife, visit hww.ca.
Canada's biggest blues bash is back in the capital. Rogers Television and the Ottawa Citizen present the Cisco Systems Ottawa Blues Fest 2004. July 9th to the 18th. Performances by Ryan Adams, Lyle Lovett, The Tragically Hip. Watch daytime on Rogers Television, Cable 22 for your chance to win day passes to great acts like Chris Isaac, Nelly Furtado, Funk Brothers with Joan Osborne and Sam Moore. Cisco Systems Ottawa Blues Fest, Canada's biggest blues festival. For more details and a complete lineup, log on to ottawa-bluesfest.ca.
Cross Cultures, a show that provides a perspective on issues that impact Ottawa's cultural communities.
And we are back at Minto Field. Richard Provencher along with Paul Huggins. It's been all East in this game as they took an 8-0 lead in the first. Here. 3rd and 2, looks like they'll be going for it.
Well, after calling a timeout, it seems like Jim Mick has thought through his options. He decided it's not such a gamble to go for it on 3rd and 2.
Perhaps a trick play here. Nick DeFazio with the handoff to Reynolds.
Well, I got a flag on the play.
But it could be enough for the first down.
Face
it's
mask.
Not against the East, and a face mask.
That'll add 15 onto that, so very quickly, not much of a gamble.
Well, a good gamble on the part of Jim Mick to go for it, because that last play went in his favor.
And offensive coordinator Frank Farinaccio is showing a lot of confidence in his running backs, and specifically Nick Reynolds, to get that first down yardage.
1st and 10, ball on the 53-yard line. The East dominating in this game. The handoff back to Reynolds. Reynolds showing his athleticism for a gain of about 15 and a late hit on the play. That'll cost the West.
Well, this is very quickly turning into the Nick Ducky Reynolds show.
I like the young man's foot speed. Boy, I tell you, all facets of this game are working in favor of the East. On offense and on defense, causing some turnovers. And there's Reynolds. Great burst of speed, great stride on his run. Brought down hard, but a penalty on a late hit.
On attack, another 15 onto that.
Well, as I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, redemption might be the order of the word of the day here, rather, as last year the West with an 18-0 whitewash over the East. So far, it's been all East. 9-0 with 3:31 remaining in the 3rd quarter. And these guys, the men in stripes, have had their work cut out for themselves.
And so the East will find themselves deeper into the West territory.
Unnecessary roughness is the call. First and 10, ball on the 28-yard line. Nick DeFazio calling his own number. Brought down hard, though. Number 58, Matt McLeod, put the clamps on him. That's a loss of about 2 yards.
Matt McLeod going to the University of Ottawa next year. He's captain of the defense, John McRae, this past season.
Speaking of the Ottawa GGs, trying to return back to their 2000 Vanier Cup winning form. And what's the word on them?
Well, actually, they look to have a good season this year. I wouldn't be surprised to see them in the top 2 or 3 of the OUA this coming season.
Second down, DeFazio airing it out. The intended receiver was number 10, Chris Langois of St. Matt's.
And third down. East to see if they can add to their lead here with a field goal attempt. This will be a 27-yard field goal attempt.
Sheriff George is out of St. Matt's, the field goal kicker. And the kick is good. Add 3 points on the board, and the East with a 12-0 lead with 2 minutes and 25 seconds to play in the third quarter. The snap was great and a beautiful kick right down the middle.
Lots of leg on that. Well, this is the time where the West offense really needs to get some points on the board. Certainly they're not out of this by any stretch. The deficit is only 12, but they've shot themselves in the foot more than they've actually been able to be successful on offense. So see if they can put together a drive.
They've had a couple of great chances marching down the field, but again, miscues and a lot of penalties have cost them thus far in this game. The handoff from Don Hickey.
A penalty flag. Again, it looks like it may be offside on the West side. Procedure is the call. Take him back 5.
So it'll be 1st and 15. Ball on the 30-yard line. I tell you, a touchdown and the right back in this game, but they've had a hard time getting the 6 on the board. Hickey at the helm again. With the handoff to number 14, Matt Emerson.
Not much there.
Boy, I tell you, the East defense has really stepped up their play in this third quarter. They're on a mission to keep it a scoreless game and really show what they're made of. As you mentioned, quicker to get the, it's rather easier to get the defense rolling than the offense in these types of all-star games.
It is, but you know, give credit to the East because they had the same conditions, and it doesn't seem to matter what quarterback they've had in there. Their offense has been firing on just about all cylinders.
They certainly have. A trio of DeFazio, Christie, and Thompson. Doing it for the East. As you take a look at big Don Hickey. Has one more year of high school football remaining before heading off to university. Hickey with a nicely thrown ball. The intended receiver was number 18, Scott Rathwell, but what a toss by Hickey.
40-yard pass play there.
Made that one look rather easy.
He did. Well, the West looks like they'll be forced to punt on this.
3rd down and 15 yards. Ryan Arbuthnot with a nice kick. That's caught by number 5, Alex Jorganis.
As we go through the change of possession here, Richard, you know, this game wouldn't be possible without a number of people and volunteers. As mentioned, the coaches volunteer all their time, and the Ottawa GGs and Ottawa Sooners have donated equipment and field space, the Sooners specifically. And we'd just like to give them a big hearty thank you for helping us put on this game.
Most certainly. It's a great game, been around for 30 years, which is a long time, and it certainly served well for area football players. A handoff to number 31, Dan Lamott. I tell you, we haven't given any credit to the O-line, but they've certainly done a great job this afternoon, creating holes for the running backs, keeping their quarterbacks active in this game. So kudos to the men on the offensive line.
Yeah, there's certainly none of the Eastern quarterbacks that really seemed under pressure at any point in time. The O-line doing a good job of keeping the front four of the Western squad out of their back end.
Stephen Street out of Ashbury.
Last play of the third quarter there. Got a man down here.
As you take a look at the O-line on that last play.
Of course, this typically happens. We give praise and accolades to the O-line for their performance.
Never fails.
And the D-line of the West does a great job of stuffing the run. But also on top of the Sooners and the Ottawa GGs, we'd also like to thank One Way Ministries, Ensign Technologies, Lorenzo's Pizza, Ottawa Sports Medicine Center, Tartan Grill, Jostens of Canada, actually, who donated plaques and MVP rings, and the Ottawa Renegades for their support of the game. We'd also like to thank St. Joseph, Ashbury College, St. Mark's, St. Peter, St. Matthew, of course, Dr. Gary Greenberg, who's been a staple on the sidelines of this game for many years, and all those who have helped make this year AIA High School Senior and Junior Bowl a great success. As I mentioned, we couldn't do this without many volunteers and people donating hours and coaching and facilities and such. So a great big sincere thanks from those of us with Athletes in Action for all of your help and support this year.
Oh, way to get those plugs in. 12 minutes remaining in this football game. It's the start of the fourth quarter as you take a look at Cale McLean, defensive lineman out of Sir Robert Borden High School, hobbling off the field, but he looks like he'll be back. We are set to go. Final quarter of play in this 30th edition of the Senior Bowl. East with the ball again. A nice handoff to number 27, Matt Boyle, with a gain of about 7 or 8 yards.
8-yard gain.
Matt Boyle planning on studying kinesiology in university.
Rather, that was a first down by Boyle. 1st and 10 on the 31-yard line. Nick DeFazio was incomplete.
Well, it's definitely crunch time for the Western squad here. They can't allow the East to score any more points, and they have to get a turnover or something to set up some points for their offense.
Quick throw by Nick DeFazio to number 27. That's Matt Boyle. That combo's worked well this afternoon as well.
Yeah, again, with a game such as this, is often a quarterback and a receiver will find themselves in tandem a little bit.
3-yard gain on the play.
A gain of 3 yards for Boyle.
Another field goal attempt here.
So 3rd and 7. Out for the field goal is Sheriff Georges. But at the last second, timeout is called.
Timeout is called.
This will be a 35-yard attempt. His 27-yarder had lots of leg last time.
Oh, I want to take the time now to mention those guys on that offensive line. Number 57, Derek Crowder, out of Colonel By High School, my alma mater. Number 58, Kyle Sori from St. Pete's. Number 62, Stephen Street out of Ashbury. Other guys include James McAllister and Trevor Runnels. All those guys have done an outstanding job this afternoon, have kept their team in this game, created nice openings for the running backs and given their quarterbacks plenty of time to air the ball out and find their receivers. There's Sheriff Georges.
37 East All-Stars.
Was good on his first field goal attempt. 27 yards out this time
Good
for
snap, good hold.
38.
It's
It is
wide.
wide to the left. And number 2, Ryan Mahoney, with some running room, but brought down hard on the punt return.
Well, no points scored, but a long field for the Western offense.
Most certainly. That kick had a lot of height, but it was just wide to the left. And a nice run by Mahoney before he's brought down by Stephen Street of Ashbury. Nine minutes and 45 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. Ball on the 20-yard line, 1st and 10. And a look at quarterback Jeff LaForge. LaForge with a quick release. The intended receiver was number 18, Scott Rothwell. Pass was just a little too short.
I wouldn't expect to see anything but a passing attack from the West for pretty
From
much
now
the
on.
remainder of this game. I throw in the odd run or two to keep the defense honest, but down 12 points with about 9:15 left in the game. Need to get the ball deep and fast.
2nd and 10. LaForge dropping back.
There it
Quick
is.
Pass, and there it is, straight up the middle. Finally brought down by number 33, Eric Gallus.
Almost a 60-yard pitch and catch.
Andrew Henry caught that ball right up the middle for a great gain as you take a look at the replay. LaForge. Nice pass, and there he is.
Andrew Henry from Arn Pryor, actually going to the University of Ottawa next year. Hoping to impress Denis Pichet and the coaches at the University of Ottawa here in attendance tonight.
This time the handoff to number 14, Matt Emerson. Brought down hard, but there's a flag on the play.
We may have a couple of offsetting penalties here. I think this is going to go in West's favor here. Two face masks, actually.
Two face masks on the play.
Well, this is what the West needs.
So a 15-yard penalty. 1st and 10. West finally knocking on the east door.
At the 11-yard line here. Well, if they're going to score, this is the time.
See what kind of magic Jeff LaForge has. Quick release. And the pass is good to number 27, Mitchell White, but he's brought down rather quickly. There's a replay. That's a gain of 2 yards.
A hard-earned 2 there, that's for sure.
Number 6, Tim Stiles, the DB, with a great hit. Gain of 2, 2nd down and 8 yards to go. Under 8 minutes to play. And a touchdown here would give the West much needed confidence. Quick release, and the intended receiver again was number 85, Ryan Howard.
Well, this is definitely 3-down territory.
But the ball was thrown behind him. Great route by Ryan Howard. As you take a look at LaForge's attempt. Oh, it's a gain of
slipped right through the hands there.
inches, as they say.
3rd and 8, West All-Stars.
3rd down and 8, West going for it, and why not? The 3rd time they've been deep in the East Territory. On the first 2, they weren't able to do anything. LaForge calls his own number, and the ball is nearly picked off by number 8, Tyrone Bailey, who saw nothing but daylight ahead of him. And again, it's the proverbial, running for a touchdown before he gets the ball.
I think his eyes were as big as saucers there. All didn't see that ball in his hands, and I'm sure he was thinking nothing but 6.
So the West's Achilles heel has been being deep in East Territory and being unable to capitalize.
Well, that hurts. We'll see what the defense can do in the West to respond to that. I'd certainly think at this point the Western defense needs a turnover.
A look again at number 7, Tom Christie, who threw that touchdown in the first half of this game. Christie with some great foot speed.
Christie showing some great improvisation there.
The intended receiver there was number 38, Brandon Draper out of St. Pete's.
Unfortunately, I think Christie may have been past the line of scrimmage when he threw
so.
that ball.
It certainly looked like he had run for quite a distance before releasing that ball. A great-looking quarterback who certainly has a great future ahead of him. Tom Christie from football-rich Ashbury College, who have gone deep in the playoffs the last 3 or 4 years, to the best of my knowledge.
Well, we'll get to see exactly what he can do with the offense as they find themselves deep in their own end now.
2nd and 10, ball on the 9-yard line. Christie taking his time. We've got a flag on the play.
I think you'll find that was for an ineligible receivers. It probably hit an offensive lineman before it hit any other receiver. Did well to get that ball away before he got tackled for a safety. The West defense, though, showing some life, trying to do the best that they can, get the ball back in the hands of their offense, or maybe even score some points of their own.
Richard Provencher along with Paul Huggins. You're catching the 30th edition of the Senior Bowl. It's been all East in this game as they lead it 12-0 with 6:37 remaining in the ball game. This time, Christie finds his receiver. Number 2, Brandon Weeks out of St. Pat's.
Brandon Weeks, part of that provincial championship basketball team from St. Pat's, who, like his friend Ducky, has a unique nickname, Barbie. And I'm not making these up, folks. These are actually
what
nicknames.
I want to know is who is giving these
I
guys
have
these
no
nicknames.
idea.
Because if I was an athlete, and a macho one at that, to being given the name Barbie, I don't know.
Well,
We'll get some explanation.
Brandon and Nick, Ducky and Barbie. Quite the dynamic duo.
I ought to be in high school again.
I'll tell you.
3rd and 6 from the 17-yard line, and a quick kick by number 33, Eric Gallus. Beautiful punt that's out of bounds.
Well, it's certainly do or die time for the Western offense.
And that will leave them with great field position, no doubt.
Looks like they'll spot the ball around the 33-yard line.
First and 10 for the 33-yard line.
Clock is down to 5:20 left in the 4th quarter.
Jeff LaForge back at quarterback for the West. LaForge with a long handoff to number 22, Mike Cefaloni. And a good gain for the speedy running back out of St. Mark's.
Cefaloni takes the pitch and goes wide, and he's had quite a bit of success actually running to the outside tonight.
7 yards on the play. It's 2nd and 3.
But if they hope to get back in this game, they'll have to put up some points rather quickly. 4:43 remaining. East has led the entire way. Took an 8-0 lead in the first half. Right now it is 12-0. The handoff to number 14. Great burst of speed up the middle for a gain of about 12 yards. Matt Emerson, running back out of Sir Robert Borden. Happy about his last performance.
Well, at this point, the only enemy for the West is the clock, and they need to hurry things up a little bit, but it's a nice little drive they've been putting together.
Emerson taking a couple of tacklers on his back for a gain of about 12. There's LaForge again with a wide open receiver.
Oh, we got potential pass interference here.
Flag on the play.
That's Drew Ferdinand out of Arnprior, the intended receiver.
Tyrone Bailey was the defender on the play.
Ferdinand with his foot speed, and I'm not sure that should be
Oh, that looked like a very good defensive
nice
play, actually.
I'd have to agree with you. By number 8, Tyrone Bailey.
So we have the benefit of instant replay.
So it'll be 1st and 10 on the 15-yard line.
Just looking at this again, I don't know if you can play that any better.
Not even. That looks like that's a 5-yard line. Yeah, you're right. I have to agree with you. He tipped the ball at the last second.
Cefaloni to the outside.
To Cefaloni,
touchdown.
who dives in for the touchdown, and the West finally getting on board with 3 minutes and 45 seconds and counting in this game.
Cefaloni with 40 yards rushing in this half alone. He's been carrying the bulk of the offense for the West.
And there it is, LaForge with a nice pitch to Cefaloni. Takes his game to the outside, tripped up at the last second, but right into the end zone. They'll be going for the 2-point convert, no doubt.
That looks
Actually,
actually, they're going to go for the 1.
Yeah.
And then we may see the most exciting play in football, the onside kick to follow.
Folks, can we stay off the line, please?
Martin Gray, the DB/kicker, is good. 3:44 remaining, and a
5-point
5-point lead for the East. It took 4 quarters, but the West finally on board
Get off the line! Get off the line!
to make a game of this one.
There you go.
Well, it was an impressive drive, actually, by the West. Good mix of passing and running, aided by a couple of untimely Eastern penalties. Well, it certainly makes for a very interesting last 3:44 in this game.
Yeah, it certainly does. And right now, I'd have to say the momentum is in favor of the West. Safe to say they are pumped.
Now the East is lined up 15 yards off the ball. And of course, the ball is live after 10.
So they're expecting the short onside kick.
Definitely crowded inside.
West All-Stars to kick off.
And the
no,
West,
they decide to go with the regular long kick.
Brandon Weeks.
Weeks,
Weeks part of the dynamic, half of the dynamic Barbie Ducky duo. With a good return. I may just have to refer to the two of them as Barbie and Ducky from here on in.
I'm giving you that right.
A good return, and in the hands of the defense now.
And out comes Tom Christie, who's been a consistent quarterback for the East All-Stars. Has shown great running and great passing as well. Christie decides to air it out.
Opting
A
for the
long
pass.
ball. Oh, and it was in the hands of number 81, Jason Cherney. His teammate on the Ashbury College Colts.
Well, Frank Farinaccio opting to go to the pass with just under 3 minutes left in the game.
And as they say in football, if you can touch it, you can catch it. That should have been a reception on the part of Cherney.
It's a good touch on the ball.
Perhaps heard footsteps. Oh yeah, he should have had that.
Cherney actually going to Western next year to play football.
Good school.
Well, we can see why Frank opted to pass in first down with a lot of confidence in his running game to actually get the first down if they were unsuccessful.
Meanwhile, Tom Christie called his own number for a great game. First down with 2 minutes and 46 seconds left to play in the fourth quarter of the 30th annual AIA Senior Bowl.
Well, the West has got to generate a turnover here to have a hope in this game at this point.
But the East offensive unit showing no signs of letting up. Not sure who the intended receiver was, but the ball seemed to be underthrown. Brandon Weeks was way ahead of that play. His blazing speed, if I can mention that.
Well, the pass game has been successful for them, but it doesn't need a lot of time off the clock if you don't have completions.
Ball in the 50-yard line. Second down, 10 yards to go with 2:25 remaining in this ball game. Christie.
Going to the air again.
Going to Gallus. Gallus with a nice reception. That's another first down.
Gallus doing a great job of going up in the air and catching that ball.
And Gallus acting like a referee, letting everybody know he's got the first down. Great burst of speed from Gallus.
Unfortunately, that may end up pushing his team backwards. A little exuberance there. He did a great job going to get the ball at its highest point and then stretching for the first down, which he'll still keep, but not the yardage.
Unfortunately. I'm not sure about that call. I think you've got to let the players play. This is an all-star game, and I'm of the notion that, you know, sometimes you have to let the players be exuberant. I mean, it's a big play for them. This is their game. There's Christie eluding one tackle, showing his foot speed, and well, a gain of about 4 yards after all that running.
Yeah, Binder came in really quickly, and Christie did a great job of eluding him and actually picking up about 5 yards, close to 5 yards on that play.
3 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd and 7.
So it's a gain of 3 on that last play. 2nd down and 7.
Timeout called by the Western squad.
So with 2 minutes and 1 second remaining in the 4th quarter, the East calls for time. And at this stage in the ball game, with a stoppage in play, I'll put my partner on the line and ask him to choose a player of the game.
Well, if I were to go just off the top of my head, based on what we've seen tonight, I would have to go with Nick Reynolds from the eastern side. He seemed to carry the ball quite well for the East and had a number of big runs. Although, you know, you could make a case actually for the offensive squad period of the East with the many interchangeable quarterbacks. The whole offense, O-line, running backs, receivers have done very well to execute with different signal callers. So, but my pick, I think, at this point would be Nick Reynolds.
Nick Reynolds, all right. I'd have to say I like the play of Tom Christie this afternoon. The handoff to Reynolds, showing his arm strength. Nice pass to Gallus. Oh my goodness. These All-Stars are certainly showing what they're made of. Christie with a flea flicker to Reynolds, who is showing you his arm strength. Bit of a wobbly pass, but how about it for Gallus?
Still managed to throw that about close to 30 yards downfield while off the back heel. But Gallus did a great job of adjusting to the ball and coming back and making the catch.
An outstanding football play and by a pair of great football players.
Now that may be the nail in the coffin for the Western squad in this game.
And Gallus has been on the receiving end of a couple of big plays in this All-Star game. There's Christie airing it out. Pass overthrown and intercepted by number 2, Ryan Mahoney.
Well,
and this comes with 1:22 remaining to play in the 4th quarter.
Mahoney's had himself a very good game this evening, and maybe the East went to the well once too often with the pass.
A nice spiral by Christie, but into the wrong hands. So perhaps one last march up the field for the West to try and make a game of this one. A touchdown would certainly give them the win. An exciting finish here at Minto Field for the 30th edition of the Athletes in Action Senior Bowl. Richard Provenci along with Paul Huggins. And it's up to Paul Laforge, or Jeff Laforge rather. The pass up the middle. The intended receiver is number 27, Mitchell White, but he was clocked up the middle.
We may have had offside on the West to start that play. Mitchell White going to Acadia next year, playing football and hoping to study biology. Well, the East may opt to push them back here. No, they've declined it. 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10, ball on the 20-yard line. LaForge looking for his receiver and finds him. That's number 85, Ryan Howard.
Howard smart, getting his feet inbounds and then getting his body out of bounds to stop the clock.
1:11 remaining. So a gain of 15 on that last play. It's 1st and 10. Ball on the 35-yard line.
1:11 left.
And the crowd on its feet, cheering on this West club. LaForge breaking some tackles. Finally brought down inadvertently by his own player. Number
Looks
18,
like enough for the first down.
but certainly is. Get the ball on the 45-yard line, so a gain of 10 and a 1st down for the West. As you take a look at LaForge, evading some tacklers and finally brought down.
Less than a minute left in the 4th quarter.
They'll have to hurry. LaForge with a quick release, nearly picked off by number 6, Tim Stiles out of Glebe Collegiate.
Tim Stiles not sure whether he was actually going to be able to play in this game because of a rugby injury suffered earlier, but good to see him out there.
44.7 seconds remaining. All the West needs is a touchdown to win this ball game. Their lone touchdown has come in the late stages of this ball game. The handoff to number 5, Ryan Arbuthnot.
Gain of about 9.
So it'll be 3rd and 1.
Timeout for the West squad. Well, first of all, you got to get this 1 yard to continue your drive, but
And as has been the habit in this game, they'll most certainly go for it.
Yeah, I have not seen a lot of punting, but again, being an all-star game, you probably don't usually come to showcase the punters. You come to showcase the rest of the athletes. Not to say that punters are not athletes. Actually, most of the punters in this game do pull double duty playing other positions.
Notice I'm letting you handle that last one.
I punted in high school, so you know, I suppose I'm making fun of myself in that process. Every single member of both these teams deserves a certain amount of credit for being chosen and to be a part of this, and they wouldn't be there if they weren't good athletes. So I actually would like to thank the athletes for their participation in the game, as they've been absolutely fantastic this week.
Well,
They
they
should be
certainly
congratulated.
left us with a great all-star game. LaForge, 3rd down and a yard to go. He gets it.
34 seconds. 51-yard line of the East. The West into their hurry-up offense.
There's LaForge dropping back, airs
Throws
it
it
out.
up.
And nearly picked off, this time by number 8, Tyrone Bailey.
Tyrone Bailey may have wanted a couple of those back by the end of this game today.
A lot of the action has been on his end of the field. Certainly been involved in a lot of plays. 2nd and 10 with 21.5 seconds remaining. In what has certainly been an exciting all-star game since the West made a game of it in the late stages of this game. It was all East for the first 3 quarters
2nd and 10.
as they took a 12-0 lead. But a touchdown by Cefaloni.
And there it is.
LaForge's pass intercepted by Tyrone Bailey. You knew he was going to get his hands on it. He's been
The ball had come his way enough times.
quite a defender. I'm not sure why the ball would be thrown on his side of the field. I mean, he's done a great job all game long. They have not exploited the left-hand side of that field. And there's Bailey.
You know, it's almost like Bailey was in the huddle. He seemed to be parked right where that ball was going. It's a great play.
Well, certainly showing his skills and that he is certainly ready for the next level. .6 seconds remaining. If they can hold on to the ball, the East will have taken the 2004 edition of the Senior Bowl. Christie airing it out.
Well, surprising, but then again, Frank Farinaccio has done nothing considered the norm this evening, and it's put them in position to win the game, so you can't really argue with it.
Brendan Draper, the recipient of that last pass by Christie. Draper from the successful St. Pete's Night program, the national capital champions.
Second and 10.
11 seconds remaining. And that was Eric Gallus, the intended receiver.
Well, they're going to have to go for it on third down.
That took 5 seconds off the clock. We're down to 6.6 seconds. And barring a complete miscue on the part of the East squad, they should go on to win the 2004 edition of this this All-Star Classic.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Tom Christie backpedal a little bit and run the last few seconds off the clock before he takes a knee.
Christie decides to air it out. That's complete to Trevor Thompson. And folks, that's the ball game. The East winning it by a score of 12-7. And a bit of redemption after being shut out in last year's game, losing 18-0 to the West. But it was all East in the first 3 quarters of this game. They took an 8-0 lead in the first half and scored 4 more points to take a 12-0 lead until finally the West put some points up on the board. But they held their ground, and congratulations to the East Club. Head coach Jim Mick and his coaching staff doing a great job, and of course the play of the 3-headed quarterback beast of the East, Tom Christie, Trevor Thompson, and of course Nick DeFazio. We'll take a quick break on coverage of this annual All-Star game and be right back with the player of the game. Stay with us, folks.
Rogers Sports Exclusive is brought to you in part by the Ottawa Sun, where our team covers your team. For all your sports, local news, and entertainment, turn to the Ottawa Sun, the real paper for the real fan. If you have comments about the program you have just seen, dial the Rogers Television Viewer Response Line at 759-8622.
Rogers Television reflects the diversity of our community through Ottawa's Cultural Window. This exciting lineup of cultural programming features local ethnic communities presenting programs of music, dance, education, news, local events, and much more. Join us every Sunday from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. and experience the variety of cultures which enhance the multicultural mosaic of the nation's capital. Ottawa's Cultural Window, with a view of your local world.
The leatherback sea turtle is the largest reptile in the world. Up to 2 meters long and weighing as much as 550 kilos, this turtle roams many of the world's oceans.
Vote matters.
12-7 the final score. The East taking the 30th edition of the Senior Bowl, where I'm joined by a couple of All-Stars, MVPs, starting out on the west side, Ryan Mahoney. And Ryan, it just wasn't meant to be for your club, but you got dug into a bit of a hole, scored in the late stages of the game. What ultimately was the difference in this game?
The defense just came out strong in the early going and scored that early touchdown, and we just weren't able to rebound. We got a few chances out there on the goal line, just couldn't punch it in. It's unfortunate, but we played hard, and I give credit to all my teammates, West Side.
For a lot of these players, it's a chance to showcase their talents for the next level. Where are you headed next year?
Out to university, hopefully play some university ball, either out east, stay in Ontario, see where I end up, just try my best, see what happens.
Well, congratulations, no doubt, on a great career in high school, and best of luck in the future.
All right, thanks a lot.
Ryan McDonald of the Western All-Stars. I'm joined now by Eric Gallus, the recipient of that first touchdown that really got the East club going. And describe the action, first of all, in that in the first quarter, how you guys jumped ahead, and that great pass from Christie to yourself.
Well, we knew all week long, we're in practice, and we said we have a strong receiving squad, we got strong backs, we're going to come into the game, we're going to throw it. And basically, we just wanted to establish a throwing game, and we saw the right opportunity. The defense was playing close, and we said, all right, let's bomb it, let's go for it. And I got lucky, the ball came to me, and did the rest if I could.
Well, lucky, you showed a lot of great athleticism, because you were on the receiving end of a lot of great throws from Christie. Has this been your forte for your football career?
Yeah, I started off being a running back, but I found my knack at receiving, and I'm pretty happy there. Can't complain, really. I've had good quarterbacks, Nick DeFazio, playing with Tom Christie, all the other guys, Trevor Thompson. It's all fun. Good time.
Got to ask you the same thing. What's ahead in your football career?
Honestly, I wish I knew right now. I'm so confused. I'm just enjoying the last few weeks of high school. I'm heading off to university, that's for sure. Just the location to be determined. I don't know yet.
Well, I'm sure a lot of great coaches in Tenence were salivating, foaming at the mouth, hoping to have you in their lineup next season.
I hope so. I gladly play for any one of them.
All right, Eric, congratulations, and go enjoy the rest of your victory.
Thank you very much.
All right, Eric Gallus, the most valuable player on the East Club. They win it in dramatic fashion, 12-7 over the West in the 30th edition of the Senior Bowl. We certainly hope you enjoy this Rogers exclusive sports presentation. For our entire crew and my partner, Paul Huggins, I'm Richard Mavanche. So long, everybody.